To us millennials, Mila Kunis will forever be synonymous with Jackie from That 70s Show or the voice of Meg from Family Guy. Both were definitely key fixtures of my own TV viewing hours as a teen. Since then, she's gone on to star in major blockbuster films like Black Swan, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Ted, and most recently, The Luckiest Girl Alive. If you haven't watched it yet, trigger warning in advance, it is a lot. But on a brighter note, she's also married to one of the hottest men of all time.
You know it's both personal and sentimental? Diamonds.
Which is like totally a love story 14 years in the making. It is like so cute it hurts. But have you ever wondered what one of the most beautiful and talented actresses eats in a day? Harper's Bazaar, get at me. Hey everyone, I'm Abbey Sharp. Welcome to Abby's Kitchen. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at everything that Mila Kunis eats in a day. And you can pause the screen or look at the description to check out my general disclaimer, including a trigger warning to those with current or previous experiences with disordered eating. As always, please feel free to skip this video if it is not supportive to your journey. And guys, if you are not already subscribed, we love to see you guys return. Please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss out on a video. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram over at Abby's Kitchen. Now, before we get too far into this, let me tell you about my sponsor, Match Masters. If I ever needed proof that I was becoming my mother, it's that I'm low-key obsessed with online puzzle games. My new favorite is Match Masters, which is a competitive puzzle with over 10 million players for Apple and Android. They have various game modes, including playing against another player from around the world, along with tournaments to win prizes and join teams. It's a really colorful interactive matching game where you connect the like colors and shapes to win. I don't know about you guys, but between motherhood and my job, my days are super long, and those 30 minutes of alone time before bed are sacred. I just kind of need something mindless, kind of fun, and satisfyingly competitive to put me in a good mood before bed. Honestly, just like my mom. But I also know my mom and I are not alone. Like, who doesn't love a matching game app? Right now, you can get a $10 piñata pack with coins, boosters, stickers, outfits, and a lucky spin for free by downloading Match Masters from the link in my description or using the QR code on the screen. So don't forget to download Match Masters using the link below. All right, let's get eating.
The first thing I eat when I wake up is coffee. But I do have a very specific way that I like my coffee. Oh, but it's gonna make me sound like a whatever. I like drip coffee, like old school drip coffee, nothing fancy. But my creamer, I'm very specific about. I like the vanilla silk oat milk creamer.
Oh yes, talk coffee to me, bestie. I am here for it. As I always say, everyone's coffee ritual is sacred, so this is a judgment-free zone. And also, those silk coffee creamers slap. I've yet to encounter the oatmeal cookie flavor, so I will be definitely on the hunt for that when I get down south this year. But I do get asked a lot of questions about whether or not it's okay to drink coffee on an empty stomach when you first wake up. And like most things, it really depends. If the concern is gut irritation or like the runs, it may depend on the type of coffee, where drip coffee tends to be a little bit more triggering than a shot of espresso. And it may also depend on the unique sensitivity of your gut. As for the concern that drinking it will spike your stress hormone cortisol levels when you first wake up, again, this will depend on your unique sensitivity to stress and your tolerance to caffeine. Ultimately though, as I discussed in my coffee video right here, any effect that caffeine may have on cortisol levels seems to diminish with regular caffeine consumption. So if you always have your coffee in the morning, your body basically adjusts and it learns like, hey, that's not a bear coming at me. It's just like a frothy cup of joe. We're gonna be okay.
So I don't eat first thing in the morning. I have coffee at 6:30. Take the kiddos to school, whatever, do that whole thing. I'm back at 8:30. I probably eat around 9:30.
So I don't get the sense that waiting a few hours to eat her breakfast is intentional restriction or part of like an intermittent fasting regimen. It sounds to me like Mila is just like a busy mom focused on surviving the morning chaos of like getting her kiddos fed and getting them out the door before taking a moment to herself to enjoy her breakfast in peace. I get it. I've been there. I am literally there. This is my exact routine right now, literally, for no other reason than this is just what works in my life. We know that eating while stressed or in a hurry can negatively impact digestion by increasing bloating and gas, likely due to swallowing air or not thoroughly chewing our food. So if waiting a few hours to have a more mindful breakfast is what she needs to do to get a meal in and to promote proper digestion, then we love to see it.
Typical breakfast sometimes is the leftovers that my children didn't eat from the morning, and I have this thing against wasting food, and so I'll eat like their leftovers, which isn't always satiating, so I'll always finish it off with like avocado toast that I make myself.
I'm sorry, do we have the same life? Because this is literally me. Most days I feel like a bit of a human vacuum, just like scarfing up whatever snotty scraps my kids left, but to ensure my needs are still being met, I also try to make something just for me, even if it's really super easy and quick.
When I make my own avocado toast, I like to make sure to grab bread that I have. So whatever I have is what we're using. And a lot of times it's something healthy because, again, I have children. And so you try to do as much as you can. So it's like a Dave's Killer Bread, right? Like we have one of those. And so it'll be like some whole grain bread with like nuts and things and texture and crunch.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls eat their carbs without a big lecture about it. And Dave's Killer Bread is an awesome choice with 5 grams each of protein and fiber plus some heart-healthy omega-3 fat. So it's definitely hunger crushing combo approved. I also love that Mila chooses this bread not because it's like gluten-free or clean or low carb, but simply because it's a nutrient-dense choice to feed her family and it has a delicious texture and crunch that she enjoys.
I then grab my avocado, I'll cut it, scoop it, I'll smash it. And then sometimes I like to put a little everything but the bagel seasoning. And then if I'm feeling extra feisty, I might put an egg on it.
We love this. We got fat in the avocado, protein in the egg, fiber-rich carbs in the bread, and on days when Mila isn't feeling so like feisty, some alternative ways to boost the protein content here would be to add some pumpkin seeds, hemp hearts, white beans, or cottage cheese.
But I'll do like 2 eggs over easy, and then I'll do like a piece of toast, and then I'll put like little dips on them, and sometimes it's hummus, and sometimes I don't know, I like tzatziki.
I love this. It's flavorful, it's fun, balanced, and super easy to prepare.
I go grab something to eat, like a fruit or a string cheese, but more time than not, I don't have that time.
Fruit and string cheese are both great handheld grab and go snacks. And when combined together, they make an amazing hunger crushing combo. And like Mila, a lot of us are still working from home and time often just kind of like seems to pass us by when we're balls deep in a deadline or back-to-back Zoom calls. But at the same time, you're not you when you're hungry.
Eat a Snickers. Better?
So before I sneak away to my workstation, I always make sure to bring up like a handful of easy snacks. So a Built Bar, a bag of nuts, a few pieces of fruit, whatever it is, make it easy and accessible so that it doesn't require extra mental work. It may also be helpful to like set an alarm on your phone as a reminder to have a snack or eat your lunch or even to stand up and give yourself a stretch. It does the mind and the body a lot of good, and we deserve to make nourishing ourselves a priority.
Now my husband and I are working at home. And so if one of us doesn't have an afternoon something or other, the other one grabs food for the other person. So we'll mishmash something together out of the fridge.
That is what you call couple goals. And my preteen crush on Ashton Kutcher just like grew tenfold. Gentlemen, take note.
Leftovers, let it be, or something small and quick. Even like a protein smoothie. There's like a service that comes and delivers smoothies to your house, pours in like a non-dairy milk for me, and then a protein powder. It's probably not healthy if you're a dietitian, but sometimes I have a protein smoothie for lunch.
I don't know what dietitian she's following on TikTok, but this dietitian thinks that's actually a great option. I think smoothies are a very versatile and efficient source of easy nutrition, especially when we're in a pinch and don't have a lot of time to prepare and eat a sit-down meal. The key for me is to make sure that we're getting some fiber-rich carbs, protein, and some healthy fats in there if it is going to be a meal. Ultimately, any nutrition is good nutrition in my books, even if it's in liquid form. However, it's worth noting that smoothies are often a little less satiating compared to chewable meals, even if they are calorically equal and made up of the exact same components. And this is because liquids just kind of move through our digestive system a lot faster than whole foods because they basically are pre-digested before you consume them. So if you find that they don't hold you as long as like a chewable meal, try pairing your smoothie with a quickie protein bar, a handful of nuts, or a few handfuls of crackers and cheese.
Sometimes I do something I call like bowl night, where it's like make your own bowl. And I do like 2 bases, and there'll be like a salad base and a grain base, like quinoa, and then I'll just chop up a bunch of vegetables and cook a bunch of stuff, and then you make your own veggie bowl. My kid is a pescatarian. She does not eat meat. It's oftentimes much easier for me just to do a fish and a healthy meal throughout the week.
I love this family style meal. It's low fuss, nutritionally balanced, and gives everyone autonomy to assemble their own meal. And eating family or buffet style is actually a principle of the division of responsibility, which I discuss in my video on how to raise an intuitive eater right here. Research suggests that eating family style promotes positive eating behaviors like self-regulation because children have more control and independence and autonomy over their eating experience. And this ultimately allows them to trust their innate body wisdom and maintain their innate intuitive eating skills.
There's a service that I use, guys. You can pick like 2 meals, 2 dinners a night or whatever, and they send you all the groceries for said meal with like a recipe. So I do that twice a night or twice a week. So once a week, she drops off food at our house, and it's always like, you know, unbelievable food that my mom makes. I get my fresh veggies and my fresh food from Imperfect Food, for instance, is one of them, or Misfit Market is another one, where my father-in-law gifted me like salmon and cod that's freshly caught from Alaska. And then we have like this amazing fish for a year or half a year.
I think meal kits and delivery services are a great way to like help streamline the whole grocery and cooking process if that is something that's accessible to you. It's a huge time saver and can also be a great way to reduce food waste while also alleviating a lot of the mental load of having to think up new recipes to prepare for the family every single night. And having a supportive family network around doesn't hurt either. It really does take a village.
Russian meals is like a lot of food, just at all times. The obvious, you can start with pelmeni, you can start with vareniki, then you can do borscht, which is like a very Russian-y soup, also made of beets. The Russians like smoked fish, or fish in general, pickled fish, smoked fish. Russians, they like to pickle things, so we pickle everything. My mom's a master pickler, but my mom, man, she can make a chicken soup. There is something about her chicken soup, or to be more specific, her chicken broth. The broth of her chicken soup is unlike anything that I've ever been able to recreate.
There's something so special about a meal that is not only made with love, but also connects you with your cultural identity. This is also a perfect example of why food is so much more than just calories and nutrients. It has such a strong emotional component that allows us to connect with loved ones through food and honor our cultural roots. And according to the literature, honoring our cultural foods and traditions is essential to health and well-being. So I think it's amazing that Mila is getting some delicious home-cooked Russian meals from her mom and sharing her cultural foods with her kids.
On Fridays, I like to say it's leftover day. And so my husband has to, it's everything but the kitchen sink meal.
We also do like a clear out the fridge meal before our next batch of groceries comes in. It's a great way to just reduce a lot of food waste, which obviously seems to be something that Mila values. Also, I just have to say that this is easily one of the most refreshing and relatable food diary episodes I have watched to date. She's not trying to sell us on a celebrity diet full of green juices and kale salads, or smoothies from Erewhon, or extravagant meals made with specialty ingredients. She does what she can with what she has on hand and the time that's available to her. And she isn't afraid to take shortcuts and call on her family members for support.
We eat dinner all as a family. Oh, we order out from everywhere. I love to order food that I don't make. For instance, I don't make sushi. I will order out sushi. I don't do Thai, I will order out Thai. I don't do Indian, I will order out Indian. We just did get a pizza oven, so we made our own pizzas for the first time. My daughter puts pineapple on olives, cheese and tomato sauce. My son likes tomato sauce and a very light amount of cheese. My husband does mushrooms, jalapenos, and olives on his cheese, tomato sauce.
DIY pizza is a great family meal that allows kids to get involved in the kitchen. The more autonomy they have over choices like toppings, the more likely they are to try it. And you're not short order cooking to each kid's unique meal preferences. Everyone has the same meal, they just kind of get to choose what goes on it.
Ooh, my beverage of choice. It's water. water because it's healthy for you. My honest beverage of choice is a glass of wine.
Relatable.
But the whole family now loves Poppy. Okay, Poppy beverages? Anybody here? Poppy? Olipop? I feel like it's because it says prebiotic. I'm like, well, clearly this is healthy. I don't know if it is or isn't, but boy, do I like a nice little Poppy.
First off, if she likes Poppy, regardless of the health claims, then that is reason enough to continue to enjoy it. As for the prebiotic claims, Poppy beverages get their prebiotic boost from apple cider vinegar, which contains the prebiotic pectin, which is naturally found in a variety of fruits, including apples. But one, we don't actually know how much apple cider vinegar is in this drink, probably not a lot of it, or it would just taste like straight up vinegar. And two, you can actually obtain far more prebiotic pectin from eating a single apple than you can from drinking a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. But again, if Mila and the whole family love Poppy, then by all means, just keep enjoying it. But at the end of the day, you're better off getting your prebiotic fix from some fruits and veg.
After dinner, the children are always allowed like to have a bite of something sweet. And then my husband and I open the freezer and have ice cream every night. Oh girl, what kind of ice cream? We have so much ice cream. People know I love ice cream. And so for my birthday, they send me like ice cream of the month clubs or like some sort of variety. We have so much, we always have ice cream. I love ice cream. My kids love ice cream. My husband loves ice cream. It's my favorite food group. We have eaten at, I would say, every ice cream place in Los Angeles.
I swear this woman is my soulmate. And again, having a nighttime ice cream ritual with your hubby, especially when that hubby is Ashton Kutcher, is major couples goals, because I too always have a shit ton of ice cream in the house. So I love this little tidbit. Overall, I think this is one of the most relatable Food Diaries episodes I've ever watched. It wasn't overly curated or trying to promote an unattainable celebrity lifestyle. I mean, Mila really just kept it super real and wasn't afraid to say, hey, I'm a busy working mom who is doing my best to feed my family and myself. Sometimes that means eating like scraps off of my family's plate. So please let this serve as a reminder to all of the working parents out there who feel like they need to do it all or feel like they are always failing. It is absolutely okay to lean on kitchen time savers or ask for support from family and friends. For most of us, it's not realistic to prepare every meal from scratch while also raising a family and working full time. And I think Mila is a great example of a super mom who has found a way to do the things that bring her joy without putting too much pressure on herself to do them perfectly. And on that note, that's all that I have for you guys today. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Leave me a comment below on who or what you'd like to see me review next. Subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye.